It was a very tough night of election results for the Democrats and a major victory for the Republicans. In Virginia, let's start there. Republican Glenn Youngkin beat Democrat Terry McAuliffe for governor. President Biden won that state very easily 1 year ago today. In New Jersey, the governor's race is still too close to call at this hour. Democrat Phil Murphy was expected to win very easily. This is not good news for President Biden, who returned overnight from a trip to the G20 summit and the UN climate conference in Europe. Ed O'Keefe has been covering all of this and joins us from Tysons, Virginia. Ed, depending on your point of view, you're either in the fetal position or you were still celebrating. It was quite a night. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Gayle. That's a good way to put it. This is definitely not the results Democrats were hoping for, but it is dreams come true for Republicans. If you had any doubt that every vote matters, look at what's going on in New Jersey. Let's start there. A big, deep blue state where the margins right now are razor thin. Here in Virginia, first-time candidate Glenn Youngkin will be the first Republican governor elected in a dozen years. All of this, big warning signs for Democrats and a virtual rejection of the Biden agenda, or the lack of progress on it so far.
Together, we will change the trajectory of this Commonwealth.
In closely watched Virginia, Republican Glenn Youngkin came out on top in the governor's race, delivering a decisive blow to the Democratic Party. Voters said jobs and the economy were top issues facing the state.
So as a mom, as a healthcare professional that makes decent income, I am struggling.
Followed by education, with a little more than half of voters saying parents should have a lot of say in what's taught in schools, a main theme of Youngkin's campaign.
We're going to embrace our parents, not ignore them. We're going to press forward with a curriculum that includes listening to parents' input.
Democrat Terry McAuliffe lost ground in cities and suburbs that the president won last year. He didn't concede, but acknowledged changes in his state.
But folks, if I said long ago, this is a different state. When Ralph and I were elected 8 years ago, we have made our state open and welcoming, but the fight continues.
Then there's New Jersey, where Governor Phil Murphy is staying positive in an unexpectedly tight race against Republican Jack Ciattarelli.
We're all sorry that tonight could not yet be the celebration we wanted it to be. But as I said, when every vote is counted, and every vote will be counted, we hope to have a celebration.
Murphy ran on his record managing the pandemic, while Ciattarelli focused on the economy and education. Some early polls had Murphy ahead by up to double digits, making the razor-thin margins a major disappointment for Democrats, and possibly a blueprint for Republicans looking ahead.
I'm convinced that together we can fix this state. We can fix it.
And make no mistake about it, the 2022 campaign cycle begins this morning, and you better believe the candidates all across the country in both parties will be looking at the results in these states for clues about how you might be able to win next year. Democrats in Congress especially will be scratching their heads and wondering what they need to do next. As the Biden agenda stalls, you should expect, Tony, plenty of finger pointing in Washington today over what went wrong.